Okay. Says we are live. Hopefully that is true and is working properly. Welcome. Oh, I still haven't changed my calendar back there. Ignore that. Happy Wednesday. It is my dad's 75th birthday. Not really doing anything like super special. We have some treats that we're going to be baking for him and some of his favorite things, He's also got a book that I ordered for him, but it's not coming till tomorrow because of course. So he's got new things to read and some things that will be tasty to munch on. So yeah. Let's see what else. I did clean up a little bit yesterday. My desk is still not like fully clean, but I did do a little bit of decluttering for some of the yarn that I know I'm not going to use. And I did a bit of decluttering with like jewelry and bead making things. Like some of the things that we had saved previously for possibly taking apart and using their beads, and just had never like destrung them and put them in little bead containers. So I did some of that. So I have put away the bead and jewelry making stuff in their rightful spots, I guess, for the most part. I have a couple things that are in sort of like the arts and crafts cabinet, because that was mostly like other types of, like rather than metal and beading, it was other types of jewelry making things. So like the hemp, not thread, sort of like, I guess, more of the consistency of like macrame thread rather than like yarn type stuff or string. So I've gotten that and put all of my crochet tools in one drawer instead of like two. So combining, decluttering, did a bit of that, which was nice. Checked in the weather, and we're supposed to expect 4 days in a row of precipitation. Supposedly most of it will be snow. Sorry, most of it will be rain to start off with, but a good chance of snow Saturday, Sunday. So that's sort of how we are headed into the weekend. So yeah, that's what's new with me is I decluttered some. I did finish reading a title. Was it yesterday? No, I think it was the day before. Anyway, so I may or may not have to update something for my reading journal, but I'll have to check on that because again, I can't remember off the top of my head. I played a little bit of Stardew Valley yesterday, which was nice. So I can mark that off on one of the bingo games for this year. So yeah. Kara says, the enchanted map, you pulled the dragon's lair, which is 19. You are always protected and divinely directed. I like that. It's an assurance that there is some security wherever you are going, which is nice. Kagehime is here and says, hi, hello, welcome. Tell your dad I said happy birthday. I will. Thank you very much. Kara says it helps when I unmute. It does. It does. In fact, I should probably check my volumes. Okay, my computer volume is up. So that's good. Monique is back to working on Drama of the Undead. You're going into it slowly at the moment. Perfectly fine, but I'm glad you're back into it. Elizabeth says, hi, everybody. Hello, welcome. You wanted to brainstorm / ask something. Is it plausible to be a horror film director who never had his picture taken? Ooh. You're talking about in modern era, right? Um, I, mm, so it feels like it could be something of sort of like an urban legend, and then as people are looking for it, they find that, oh, maybe there isn't actually. Um, but maybe he only gives written or oral interviews, like spoken or written interviews. So like no public. But I think it would be hard working around cameras and never getting your image captured, because what are the chances that if a director is going up to speak to an actor that all of the cameras are 100% turned off, especially in modern day era when we're doing like backstage interviews and things for special editions of things. Um, so I would expect there would be some what you would call like B-roll in sort of like interviews with actors that the director would be in. So I think it would be difficult. I think it would be an interesting spin. I kind of like the idea, but I think it would be you would have to work around all those little bits. But I think it could be an interesting twist. I kind of like it, not gonna lie. But you would have to work out like him not being captured on camera as well as film, and and then also like does you'd have to determine for your world building whether or not um, printed film is different from digital camera recording, because if those are different, you might have an out there in um, your world building. But it would be an interesting exercise, I think. You're playing Animal Crossing? Nice. Also, you just ordered from Journal Safe for your birthday, and your order is being shipped. Yay! Excellent. Good, good, good. I was actually thinking I need to use some of my stickers. I have some space in between days and things, so I could decorate a bit more. So, you would say that this villain has been making horror movies since the 70s. Okay. Again, I feel like it's possible. I feel like it's possible. But I feel like you would have to do a little bit of workaround to make sure that your character was never caught on film or camera. He would have to look different in the 70s than compared to how he looks when he became actually famous for doing a nostalgic teen show. True. Very true. And also, would he be under the same name, or would he be a junior taking over his quote unquote father's position? Like how would you navigate the time and appearance over time? So yeah, it could be interesting though. It could be very interesting. Okay, I like the idea though. He's using a different name when he does horror. Gotcha. Okay. Um, Also, it's been so dry, y'all. My nose and my throat is just so dry. So make sure that you have something to hydrate with. There's also an urban legend of scream queens who died under mysterious circumstances. During working with him or after? Because I feel like once you get a certain reputation, maybe people don't want to work with you as much. Um, but yeah, again, I really like the idea of the film director who's never had the picture taken. I think there's something a little special there. They were all his victims, but nobody connected the dots. Gotcha. Yeah. Which would be, I think, possibly easier to do after they've worked with him and then some time has passed and like maybe they're on a different project. So, okay. Let's see. We need the cats. And we need a card, right? We need the cats and we need a card. We have a little bit of a grumpy face and a little bit of a either surprised or scared. So Tuesday's cat, favorite personal development book, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Treats and Influence People. Very nice. A little bit of a grump. Okay, and then we have for Wednesdays, Mental Health Day. I need a mental health month, says this cat who's hiding under a rug or a towel. Looks a little shocked at what's going on in the world. It's a little surprised you want to pull the blanket off the top of them when they're so cozy. Very cute. Very cute. Okay, I did pull out some of my little half sheets of paper so that maybe, yes, there we go. We are now in focus again. Okay, so we've got the cats. Now we need the card. Okay, we have the scarab. The scarab beetle. Number 52, in case you need the number. So the main message of the scarab is that magic works through you. So here we go. Here's our card. In ancient Egypt, the scarab beetle was revered, for the creative magic of the scarab reminds us that we can bring forth something extraordinary, seemingly out of thin air. Whenever you let your creativity flow through you, the scarab reminds you that the spirit has given you the gift of infinite potential. You have an ally as you fashion something new or repurpose the old, for the spirit co-creates with you, channeling energy through you so that you feel replenished and vitalized as you make the magic with what is at hand. Now is a time for great optimism, for you can accomplish anything you desire and your creative endeavors will come to fruition. Miracles, opportunities, abundance, and love will appear seemingly out of nowhere as you allow the spirit to work through you and magically manifest what you need. So there you go. Ooh, Monique pulled the sun. Nice. Kara says, I feel that second cat, the one who needs a mental health month. Yeah. The first cat is likely a female, mutated tortie. Yep, torties and calico cats are usually female. Yes. The rare males have Klinefelter syndrome or are chimeras where two embryos fused. Oh, did not know that. I knew that the males were much rarer, but I did not know that it was a possible genetic thing. Interesting. Fascinating. Okay. We need to work, right? I think I'm going to work probably a few minutes in my journals, and then I will shift to drafting. So also, the poll for today is that your main character needs some life advice. Who are they going to turn to for that life advice? Their bestie or the sidekick? Are they going to go to the person they trust but is actually the villain in disguise? Are they going to ask the possibly addled old lady that sits over there in the corner but has had an extensive life and it's just a little kind of kooky? Or advice? Who needs advice? Not your main character. They're going to stumble into everything by themselves. That is your range of options for today. The color is on the X chromosome. Gotcha. I really, really love the look of the Maine Coons and Norwegian forest cats. They're just so fluffy and beautiful. But have you ever seen the frosted ones? Let's see. They're frosted Maine Coon. So like they look like there's a little halo around them when they're young and their fur is a little darker, but they just like they're so fun and just cute, fuzzy looking. They do look a little gray, but they're just so cute. I really like them. Anyway, Kara says I will be writing with the EDA in the solution writing group from 11:30 to 12:30. Don't know if this is technically stream hopping as it's on Zoom. Gotcha. Yeah. Your son has a Maine Coon mix. He's a chunky beast with huge feet. He's a good mouser, which we appreciate. Yes. Yes. That was one of my friends in college. They had a Maine Coon mix. Just the biggest paws I'd ever seen on a cat. Just so cute, though. Monique says, if Susie needs life advice, it's either her mentor or her friends who would be helpful for her. Gotcha. Okay. Yes, let's do this. So pull up your document if you haven't already done so. Make sure you are working in whatever it is you're going to be focusing. Or make sure you pull up whatever you're going to try and focus in. Excuse me. So 1 is to save it. Pull it up and save it. Number 2 is make sure you have something to hydrate with. Cheers. Three, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure not slouching too much. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. Oops, I forgot to pull up a timer. Well. Let's go with the silent winter morning. And skip the ad. Which there used to be a way that I could change what ads rolled where, and now I can't find that in the YouTube settings. So I still don't know how to do that. Anyway. Okay, let's do this. 1, save. 2, I already did all that. Okay. Hello, brain. Sorry. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I got several hundred words, and then I put some additional decorations into the main bujo. A lot of the stickers I have seem to be like the same size. So if I'm looking for something that's smaller, it's a little harder to find in my current stash. Although not impossible. So yeah. How did you do? That was a dangerous slide there for those papers. How'd you do? Monique is going to be going to support the libraries. Yay. Excellent. Stacy is here. Good afternoon. Just got back from therapy. And boy, is your arm tired. Gotcha. Yeah. How have the doctors / physical therapists, have they given you like a timeline for when they are going to consider your shoulder and arm rehabilitated? Or are you still sort of like going session by session? Kagehime got 277 and then got distracted world building a city of 4 romance novellas. Nice. Nice. Are you basing your city off of a real city or concept or shape? Mom Maggie is here. Hello, lovelies. Lurking and meal prepping for the eldest today. Gotcha. How is your youngest with, because I know that you had mentioned you were doing meal prep for them because of the pregnancy and nausea and all of that. So how's your youngest as well? You could stop therapy, but you like having the accountability. Gotcha. No notification from YouTube as usual. Gotcha. It happens. Kate says, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Working on courses this morning. You will work on some writing next sprint though. Gotcha. Excellent. Good. I feel like I'm missing like some of the learning aspect things. So I'm trying to decide if I want to take courses on like coding and computer programming type stuff, or if I want to learn something else. So I haven't decided yet, but we'll get there. Kagehime says roughly basing them off of old European cities with historic city centers and modern business districts a little outside, but culturally neutral. Gotcha. Excellent. Youngest's pregnancy is stable for now. You made her cookies and donuts this week because baby lover needs num-noms. Fair. Very fair. I made chocolate chip cookies the other day and then they were gone instantly. So and we don't have another chocolate chip cookie mix. So I would have to do them from scratch if I wanted some more, which is also not bad. But we have like a lot of other things, a lot of other cookie packages that need to be used up in our baking drawer. So I don't know what I'm going to do next, other than we're making treats for my dad that are some of his favorites, like the butterscotch haystacks. And I don't know if mom wants to do date nut bread or banana bread. I think she's got enough for a half recipe of banana bread, because normally our recipe makes 3 loaves. So I don't think we need that much. But then again, I think she also might have the supplies for date nut bread as well. So anyway, we shall see. Okay, let's go ahead and do another timer. Get us a little bit more work done. Okay, we're going to scroll this down to the 30. If we can. Close enough. Don't forget to answer the poll as to who would your main character turn to for life advice. And also make sure that you're saving your document. And if you have something to promote, make sure you do that. Diane popping in here. Hello. Runs into the room and plops herself on the beanbag chair. Nice. Excellent. Welcome. Elizabeth says, thanks for the reminder. I promised my dad I would make cookie dough to keep in the fridge for him so he would stop buying cookies. Oh, there you go. That is definitely that's a nice way to do it. Plus, if you make the dough ahead of time, then you can firm it up in the fridge or freezer, and then it cooks differently. So I think it cooks better sometimes, like they don't turn as runny. So yeah. Plus, there are certain kinds of cookies that like they require chilling. I'm thinking like shortbread cookies, specifically because they cut better and bake better when they're cold. So, alrighty. Let's do this next sprint. 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3 is straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Sorry for the late return. Okay. Got a couple hundred more words that time. It was a little bit better. Okay, 598. Nothing to sneeze at there, that's for sure. Okay. Don't forget to do your self promo in case you have something. Keiko is here, says hi. Haven't been here in a while. Welcome back. Welcome back. Are you working on anything fun today, or are you working on like work and homework and stuff? Whatever work has been assigned to you or needs to get done. Andy says, hello. Andy's about to dawdle your little bum out of here. Nice. You needed to pop to the store to get some groceries, but you wanted to say hi. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And get those groceries. Yeah, we were just talking about, because we have 4 days of weather coming. We were sort of like going through like, well, we've got some bread, we've got eggs, we've got flour, we've got the stuff to make stuff. We've got plenty of candles. We've got, a little propane camp stove. So like we're good. We're good. But we will see if my mom can resist going to the store. Stace says you're printing out chapter 2 and 3 for your writing club tonight. Nice. Excellent. Kagehime got 204. Excellent. And Funky is here. Howdy. Hello. Welcome. I guess the self-promo is just make sure that you are subscribed and following, not just myself, but others in the chat that you see or don't see very often and that you are hoping to see more often. Funky says you're trying to get a crap load of work done. Yes. Excellent. Ooh, Eva's just enjoying a Dr. Pepper. Nice. The evidence of a failed resolution. Hey, you know what? Dr. Peppers are good. They're really good. I think they are my favorite soda. So, yeah. 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 Yeah, you've got to get prepped for the ice. Yeah, we are anticipating 2 days of rain and then 2 days of possible snow, which is going to make everything super wet and probably super slick. So yeah, weather. So yum, the Dr. Pepper. Yes. Yes, F both ice. Right? Yes. The weather ice and the people detaining citizens and breaking all kinds of laws. I think we're at the tip of that storm, so you don't know if you're going to get it or not. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how it's going to go because a lot of times the weather app is for necessarily like Athens, and we're actually technically outside of Athens, so we may or may not get that. But yeah, so as of like 2.5 hours ago, they were like, Saturday and Sunday are going to have oh, okay. Just looked at it. Saturday, 75% chance of snow. Sunday, 100% chance of snow. Monday, 30% chance of snow. That was not there 2.5 hours ago. But yeah, considering the high for Saturday is going to be 42. But then the low going into the mornings is like 23 to 27. Yeah, I anticipate some ice happening. So Funky says, I hope it pushes off to the north. Right now we get ice, which would cut power. Yeah. He was like, no, I'm at the north. Don't send it to me. Mom Maggie says to Funky, I hope it isn't as bad as they are anticipating. Your stepdad is in the area with inches of ice predicted. You tried to get him to come here, but he doesn't feel like making a 17-hour drive, which, I mean, fair. 17-hour drive is a long drive. Funky says, I hope you don't get it. He was like, split the storm, Funky, 50-50. I guess with myself, that would be 30, 30, 30, 30. Maybe it wouldn't. You hope everyone's power stays on. Yeah, it's going to be very cold if the power goes out. That's for sure. We do have lots of blankets and sweaters and things like that. So, yeah. You are in the middle, unfortunately, where the ice is going to be. Yeah. He's asking if it's the Tennessee area. Flooding may happen after south of here then. Also true. Yeah. Yeah. We were here 2 years ago, you believe. Your daughter's pipes burst and her house flooded this time in 2024. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. We've not gotten like the severe ice warning, at least not yet. So we have not been told to like drip the faucets or anything. So, but we will definitely keep an eye out for that. Of course, if the power goes out, we won't be able to check the internet and all that kind of stuff. So anyway. Funky's like, what about if we send it far north? He's like, sorry, Canada, you can have it. The ice storm is going to be from Texas Red River all the way to North and South Carolina, like a band across the Mason-Dixon line. Yeah. Yeah. You lived right by the Red River as a kiddo in Texas. Fun evil lore. Yes. You had your dad's caregiver prep his generator and get wood for the fire. Okay. So yeah, so this is a little different if you have like if you're prepping for this kind of level. Charge your phones in your cars. Yes, can do that. I also have, that reminds me. I need to plug in my extra power bank just in case I did it not too long ago though, so it shouldn't have lost too much power, but I should probably do that. And charge the rechargeable flashlights. I'm not anticipating anything big really, but that's the thing. Like when you do anticipate and you like prep for it, it doesn't it's not bad. But if you don't prep, it's going to be bad. So, Mom Maggie says, I'm just glad. Sorry, excuse me. I'm just glad we aren't going to get what Kamchatka, Russia got. 15 meters in 3 days. Yeah, do not want that. Diane is excited to see Funky. Elizabeth says it's going to be -13 and feel like -20 Fahrenheit here. Ooh, not looking forward to that. Can we send that to Canada too? I'm pretty sure Canada already has some of that. I don't know if they'd noticed if we sent ours, but yeah. Warm up the cars every so often. Ice storms make cars hard to get into. Even if you can't drive, they are a heat option. True. This morning, it looked like only a small bit of Georgia could possibly get ice. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what, I'm anticipating some black ice black ice patches, for sure. Because that always happens. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get like a big ice storm. Cross my fingers. Funky's excited to see Diane. Mom Maggie says, I hate being in a different state from him, that you struggle below 20K elevation and he struggles above 20K or 22K elevation. Gotcha. Yeah. Funky says, oh my dear Lord, in response to the temperature numbers. Yeah. Diane says, so Funky, are you coming to help move? Right? We could send all the cold water to California just to mix things up. That would cause a different kind of chaos too. I feel like parts of at least Southern California are very much like the South in that they do not know how to drive specifically and do much in snow and ice conditions. Like we are not prepared for that, like ever. There's always all kinds of accidents. There's always all kinds of just chaos. But yeah, just mix things up. Send it to California. Funky says, sounds good. It'll help you avoid the ice if you come out back and move. Diane hasn't looked here to see the chances of bad ice. You know, it's supposed to be cold, though. Yeah. Funky approves of sending to California. Your husband is going to Kansas City for a week starting Friday. Ooh, can't move it because the store's inventory prep starts in March. All right. Tell your hubby to drive safe because, yeah, fires will keep them warm. Dark joke. Love you. Yeah. All right. So is California on fire again as usual? You think Kansas City is out of the area of things for this particular one? Yeah. I don't know. How will we know where to protest when the ice is everywhere? Yeah. He was like, melt it all. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and do the next sprinty sprint. We did the second sprint. Moving on to the third. Do. All right, scrolling back down. And okay, that's the third time we've gotten an ad at the beginning. So I need to figure out how to access that. Okay. Okay, let's do this. 1, save your document. 2, make sure you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, or roll your shoulders to the back of that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching. And 4 is 30 minutes. No, 4 is if you need a break, take a break. That's what number 4 is. Hello. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. How was that? Did we do okay? Hopefully we did. Yeah. Overall, not bad. Not bad at all. Got about 590 somewhere in that realm, I think. I'll have to look closer when I go to fill in my spreadsheet, but it's about what it is. So not bad. Not bad at all. How'd you do? Let's see. Mom Maggie is talking about hubby. You understand he's going to help with the work on Sean's dad's hoarder house, but let's be honest, it's probably just going to be boys' week of hockey games, shooting range afternoons, while quote unquote remodeling the old house. Might be. Might be. Diane says, according to the local weather guy that we watch, he's predicting 1 to 2 inches total north of us. You would say that hubby should be fine as long as it's all snow. And that's the meteorologist Doug Hetty on YouTube, who's out of Pittsburgh, Joplin area. Family of Books popping in to say hello. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Diane says, grr, you packed away. There we go. You packed away your colored pencils and you have no idea which box it's in. Oh no. Somewhere amongst all of your boxes it's there. But yeah, after you've packed it up, wanting to get it back out again to use it is a little daunting. Funky got a bunch of work writing done and brewed coffee. Very nice. Very nice. Elizabeth grabbed a snack and some words. Excellent. Good. I'm glad that we were able to get at least a bit done today. And hopefully Friday will just be rain. That way we can continue to stream. And then hopefully this weekend won't actually be that bad. Okay. I'll be called. And you're on the phone with him, getting dinner started as well. Yeah, here's hoping the winter storm is not going to be that bad. Cross your fingers. Hopefully. All right. Don't forget to save. Save. And our poll right in that. So 53% of our main characters are going to turn to their bestie / the sidekick for life advice. 20% is tied for going to get life advice from the old lady who's possibly addled, maybe not, but has a wealth of life experience. And also tied 20% of our main characters are the type to dismiss any advice at all. And 7% may wind up talking to the disguised villain. So, no biggie. You're just doing black and white sketches. You need some drawing / doodling time. Not often enough of late. Yeah, it's because you've been packing up your whole life. Yeah. Why ask for advice from friends when you have a 104-year-old aunt who lives an interesting life? I mean, yeah. So that's kind of why I was like, there should be one eccentric, crazy lady on this list, because sometimes the crazy ideas are the best ones. So, all right. Let's go ahead and save again, just in case. And I will hopefully see y'all in the chats and on Friday. All right. Thank you very much. I will see y'all soon. Bye.